Hello there. So this is our third in the series of how to represent numbers. So we have la forme de base 10. So this is your base 10, and we use base 10 blocks. Can be actually used for it, but it's just anything with base 10. So what that talks about, so we're going to use a number that's in the hundreds this time. So before we had it 39, we're going to use 139. So here we have our centaine, hundreds, dizaine, tens, and unité, the ones or the units. So these represented in base 10, you're going to see them below. We have a big square for the centaine, the hundred, so it's like a 100 chart kind of thing. They don't have to fill it all in because that just takes a lot of time for them. So they know that big square, it's like a big 100 chart, right? They don't just have to make all the little parts across it because that just takes too long. Now the dizaines, sometimes they will represent them almost as what we call like French fries. They're kind of like a 2D line, but it's just fine to put the lines as long as we know they're not just like little ones. Those are fine. So we have 3 of those because there are 3 tens, right? So we have 100, and then we have 3 tens, and then we have, the units are usually just little squares or little dots. Either one works. We just have to make sure that they look different from the big square. So we have 9 of those, and you'll notice I put 5 of them down, and then I put 4 more underneath. This goes along with what we call 10 frames, which kind of look like this. And students get accustomed to knowing what the number looks like right off without having to, so this is not part of the base 10. This is a separate thing, which I might even make another video for, but so it's really good for them to just kind of conceptualize it that way. So when they're doing them, rather than just doing random 1, 2, 3, 5, you know, counting up 9 that way. Did I get 9? 2, 2, no, I didn't. I need one more. Rather than that, this is more organized, and when they look at it, they know right away. So they don't have to draw this around, but if they're just, when they're drawing it, if they're keeping that kind of in mind, they're doing 5 and then 4 more underneath, because it helps them conceptualize the numbers so that when they look at this, they're like, oh yeah, there's 5. They don't even have to count those. They don't have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They just know it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, and because of this, even if they had that, they'd know that, oh, there's 1 missing, that's 9, right? So even when it's written like this, so I would prefer it be written like this, because for base 10, we don't tend to use the 10 frame. It's just these guys. So, but just to kind of put that in there as another thing. All right, forme de base 10.